This video is going to help you take the next steps in fundraising for the Heart Walk by showing you how to use some of the email tools, most especially how to import your address book. When you're in your headquarters, if you click on the email tab at the top of the screen, you're going to get directed to the main email page for your headquarters. One of the biggest time savers with sending emails is importing your address book. So the first thing you want to do in order to do this is to click on the address book import link at the top of the page. From here, it will give you the options to import email addresses from Gmail or Yahoo. And then there's also a bullet point that says comma separated value. Most other email outlets will allow you to export your contacts through this comma separated value piece. This is where most people have the most confusion. For Gmail and Yahoo, all you have to do is log in with your email address and password, and you'll be able to select the contacts that you wish to import. Both of these will go ahead and do it the same way. The comma separated value is where people seem to have the most trouble, so we're going to go ahead and do that today. You're going to collect comma separated value or CSV file, and from here it'll kind of walk you through some of the steps that you need to do to get started. We're going to click on Next, and it's going to show us that any of our other address books that we have are going to help us export them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my Microsoft Outlook. You're going to click on File, Open and Export. From here, you're going to click on Import and Export. We are going to export our files to a file and click Next. We would like it to be a comma separated values or CSV file, which is already highlighted, and click Next. From here, it's going to pull up all of the folders that are in your email. We are actually going to import contacts, which is highlighted at the top of the screen, and click Next. From here, you can direct what you're going to save it as. I'm going to save it as Heart Walk email contacts, and I'm going to click Browse, and I'm going to save it in a folder that I already have set up. So I'm going to click OK and click Next. All we have to do now is click Finish, and it's going to go ahead and export my contacts. So just to double check to make sure that everything was saved correctly, I'm going to go ahead and find the file on my computer and open it. And you'll notice that Outlook and a lot of other email addresses or email providers have a lot of different fields that you don't necessarily fill in. So I have a few test emails that I've put in just to demonstrate the export. You'll notice that if you scroll all the way down, the email addresses were imported as well. So this means all of our information that we need to do the transfer is complete. So we can close out of this. We don't need to save what we've done. And we're going to go back to our Heart Walk website. So now, since we have exported and saved it as a comma separated value format, we're going to go ahead and now import our address book. So we're going to click Browse to find the file on our computer, which we just did, and Open. And then we're going to click Next. From here, it's going to take you a page to where you can choose what those different fields are that we want to import. Thankfully for us, ours are all named the exact same as the fields that are on there. So we're going to select first name and then last name. And in this last box here, we have to scroll down a little bit to get to email address. Now you'll notice that there are options that you can enter multiple email addresses for individuals. We're just going to click on the first email address and click Continue. Populating these fields will mean that it's only going to import those 3 different fields for those individuals that we selected before. You'll notice that it said my address import was successful. 5 addresses were imported. You may have 45 email addresses. You may have 100 email addresses, but it's going to let you know how many were successful. You'll notice the next sentence says that if some addresses were not imported, it means that they may have been missing some required field values. So you can go ahead and look at that list again. We're going to go now to click Send an Email. And now that we've imported our address book, sending an email is even easier than it was before. So you're going to click on your address book link here, kind of the top of your address page, and you'll see that all of our addresses have been imported. So I'm going to go ahead and check off some of the boxes that I'd like to send it to. And I'm going to click select send email to selected contacts right here. I would like their salutation to be their first name, so I'm going to click save. And it's going to auto-populate them for me up here. So you'll notice that it has the first names and the email addresses of those individuals. Now I've gone ahead and added 3 individuals. And then down here at the bottom, you'll see that there is a drop-down menu of templates. So you can pick an email template for something that you would like to email out to either ask people for donations, thank them for donating, asking them to join your team if you're a team captain. You can customize all of the fields down here if you would like. If not, what you can do is you can go ahead and preview your email. This is what your email is going to look like. You can click close. You'll notice that down here it's going to go ahead and embed your email address or your URLs for your fundraising websites, like we talked about a little bit earlier in some of the other videos. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this preview. I like the way it looks. And I'm going to go ahead and send this email. Now before I click send, wanted to let you know that you do have the ability to customize some of these emails down here. If you wanted to change any of the wording and save it for another time, make sure to click save as a template. And what you can do is you can give it a file name and it'll add it into this little drop down menu over here. I'm going to go ahead and click send email. And this confirms that the 3 individuals that I had selected before just received a test email from me. So you can close this box and you're all set.